The Premier League is arguably the most difficult league to make it in. It's a stage where legends are made, dynasties are built, and French elegance blends with sheer dominance. Over the years, France has given us midfield generals, poetic wingers, and strikers who scored with swagger. And that's just at Arsenal. But what happened after they left our screens? From coaching in Syria to reality TV down under. Here's what became of the 10 best Premier League French players of all time. Let's do it! Or something in French. Quelque chose. Number 10, David Ginella. The hair, the flair, the icon. And I've put him in 10th place. I'm not going to be light for this one. David Ginella didn't win much in England, but you remember every time he played. He was electric at Newcastle and elegant at Spurs. One of the most naturally gifted French players we've ever seen. Now, he's reinvented himself as, well, everything. He's been an actor, a winemaker, a model, and a reality TV star. David Ginella, footballer turned French lifestyle brand. 9th place, Marcel Desailly. Marcel was nicknamed The Rock, he just didn't have to wear tight spandex. The Frenchman came to Chelsea with medals in his luggage and granite in his boots. Solid, reliable, and an absolute unit. At the Bridge in those days, you didn't win a lot as a player, but the aura, the presence, he was just untouchable. These days, Desailly swaps slide tackles for studio lights, as he's a regular pundit on beIN Sports, mainly covering international tournaments. And when he's not analysing games, he's developing football academies in Ghana and promoting sport across Africa. Still built like a tank, still cool as you like, and I'm annoyed at myself for putting him so low. 8th place, Patrice Evra. He's extremely memeable these days, dancing around in his sunglasses, and I think a lot of football fans forget how good he actually was on the pitch. 5-time Premier League winner, Champions League champion, and the heart of that dominant Man United side. Off the pitch, he's a joker. On the pitch, he is relentless. He is a born winner. Since retirement, he's gone full media personality, saying and singing, "I love this game!" And I'll be honest, at first I found it really funny, and now it's just a bit tedious. Maybe I'm just a little bit long in the tooth because, after all, I am nearly 40, believe it or not. He's done punditry with Sky, wrote a raw biography, and even tried his hand at boxing. Yes, let's call it boxing. For argument's sake, let's call it boxing. Because Patrice Evra is not one to turn down a challenge or a load of money. In 7th place comes Claude Makelele. Defensive midfielders don't usually get the kudos or the praise from the fans, but Claude Makelele literally had a position named after him. The Frenchman didn't just play defensive midfield, he defined it. He made interceptions look like poetry, tackles like timing drills. In Mourinho's Chelsea, he was the silent force, the glue between chaos and control. Today, he's still in the game, but just moves a lot less. After stints as a manager in Belgium, assistant at Swansea, and a technical mentor for Chelsea's loan army, which with the amount of players on their books must be more than a full-time job for 50 people, he's now managing Greek side Asteras Tripolis. No fuss, no headlines, just Makelele doing what Makelele does. In 6th place, Robert Perez. Silky, smart, and absolutely essential to the Arsenal Invincibles. Perez wasn't flashy, he was efficient. He'd drop a shoulder, glide past you, and make it look like ballet. Under Wenger, he was the Arsenal winger, a true artist. Post-retirement, he's mostly stayed close to Arsenal, turning up as an ambassador, doing coaching stints, and the occasional Legends game, where he still looks like he can pull the shirt on at 3 PM on a Saturday. Wait a sec. Premier League teams don't play at 3 PM on a Saturday anymore, do they? Especially not top 6 teams. Don't know why I did that. Arsenal are certainly a top 6 team. Coming in at 5, Nicolas Enelka. The Wanderer, the Enigma, and a member of the Premier League's 100 Club. Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Bolton, Chelsea. The man scored everywhere. Enelka was ice cold in front of goal, but never quite stayed in one place too long. Now, he stepped into the shadows, but not completely. He's done coaching spells in France and the United Arab Emirates, starred in his own Netflix documentary, and briefly worked as a sporting director in Belgium. Mysterious, talented, and as clinical as they come, even in a Sam Allardyce side. N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante. Sorry, I had to do that. I love that song. Kimpembe. Humble, tireless, and the lad you always want on your five-a-side team. From an unknown quantity to a Premier League champion with Leicester and then Chelsea. 2 league titles, 1 Champions League, a World Cup, and 0 fuss. Kante is the player that every manager dreams of and every opponent hates coming up against. But you can't actually hate him, can you? Like, look at his little face. Right now, he's in Saudi Arabia with Al Ittihad, still running, still intercepting, still covering 3 players' work. But am I being too harsh on Claude Makelele here? Because I'm not a Chelsea fan, but they were very, very similar players. Now, if you are a Chelsea fan, in the comments, let me know who was better, Kante or Makelele. Toi, Eric Cantona. Le King, Le Rebel, Le Poet. I really should have learned what the words were in French, but would you have known what they meant then? Probably not. I don't know. Let's move on. Canard didn't just change Man United, he changed the Premier League. 4 titles in 5 seasons. Au revoir. I should have thought about putting a shirt on with a collar on, really, shouldn't I? Oh well. Then at 30, he just retired and walked away. Since then, he's been very Eric. Acting in films, painting, writing poetry, even giving that bizarre UEFA speech where he quoted Shakespeare and talked about AI. Right now, he's doing theatre. Yes, Eric Cantona is doing live one-man shows across Europe because he can. He's Eric Cantona. Coming in at 2 is Patrice Vieira, the heartbeat of Arsenal's golden era, fierce, fearless, and full of fight. Captain, leader, midfield monster, Vieira was the spine of the Invincibles, and that rivalry with Roy Keane was just iconic. You won't get anything like that these days. Since hanging up his boots, Vieira's gone all in on management. He started with New York City FC, then took over at Nice in Ligue 1, before joining Crystal Palace, where he brought through youth, style, and some proper grit. He then moved on to RC Strasbourg, and he's now the head coach at Serie A side Genoa. Genoa? I don't. God, I can't put that in. Genoa? Because I don't. I can't do it. Genoa? Because I don't. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Do you know what, though? I'd absolutely love to play for Patrice Evra. Fiery, but one of the coolest men the world has to offer. And finally, number 1, Thierry Henry. The best French player to ever grace the Premier League, full stop, not having this argument with anyone. Pace, power, technique, vision. Henry had everything. And he made it look easy. Premier League titles, golden boots. But let's just forget about the stats for a second, because just watching Thierry Henry be elegant on the pitch was just a delight to watch, a joy to watch. After Arsenal, he conquered Barcelona. After Barcelona, he took MLS by storm. And now Thierry is building his legacy off the pitch. He's been part of a legendary punditry team at CBS, assistant coached at Belgium, and managed Montreal Impact. He's had a stint as a coach of France's under-21s and now involved with the Italian Serie B side, Como, as an investor and minority shareholder. Because why not? It is Thierry Henry. And actually, I'm going to take back something that I said earlier on in this video. I said that Thierry Henry is the best French player to grace the Premier League, but actually, he's just the best player to ever grace the Premier League. You don't see many players like Thierry Henry anymore. So there you have it, 10 of the greatest French players to ever grace the Premier League. Let us know your favourite on this list. Let me know if I got the ordering wrong, and let me know if you think I've missed someone off completely. Thank you for joining me once again on Not One for Neutrals. Au revoir.